Hey guys, welcome back. So for today's video, I'm extra excited because this is a very special video. Why? Well, I'm doing my very first collaboration and I'm so happy with the person I'm doing this with because she is like the sweetest thing ever. So her name is Gigi. Hey Gigi, I'm sure you're watching. And her beauty channel is called Gigi's Beauty. I will make sure to have her channel and the collaboration video both linked in the description box below. Make sure you guys check her out. She is awesome. Like, she's on it with her reviews. She does tag videos and I just really enjoy her content. Not only is she somebody that uploads regularly, but I really do trust her opinion and her reviews. And it's just nice to also see another Latina, you know, expressing their love and passion for this beauty industry. I know a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of you guys watching, we're all on the same boat. This is one of the reasons why I joined YouTube myself, is because I just like talking about makeup, beauty products in general, but for sure makeup is like where you will not shut me up. I mean, it is just what it is. I've always had this obsession since I can remember. So for me, this is an outlet to share my thoughts and my opinions on certain products, and I love hearing reviews and thoughts and opinions from other people as well. And Gigi does a great job. She is moving really fast and I want to support her and I want to show her that I really appreciate her content and the bond that we both created with one another. So in today's video, we're going to be sharing must-have luxury products, but we did it with a little bit of a twist. So I am doing a day look, which is what you're seeing right now, with luxury products that I just feel like are vital in my collection, especially during the hot summer months. This is a look that if I had a day event to go to, especially if it's, well, I kind of did it thinking like an outside event for some reason. I don't know, I just really wanted a really glowy look. So I created this look with that in mind. And Gigi will be creating the nighttime look. And another thing that it kind of happened by coincidence, but we ended up sharing notes on the products we're going to be using in our videos. And none of them are repeats, so I thought that was really cool, and hopefully that way it intrigues you guys to head over to her channel, check out her video, fall in love with her, and subscribe as well. And if you're coming from Gigi's channel, or if you just so happen to stop by, hello and welcome. I am Suzana, and as I've mentioned, I just love talking about makeup. So if you like hearing about makeup, if you like seeing makeup, if you just like makeup period, this is the place for you. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. I do not have a set schedule. I like to post whenever I have products that I want to talk about, and that is that. I do try to post a few times a week. It doesn't always happen, so you want to make sure you're subscribed. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with the products that I use for today's look. Like I said, this is more of a like special occasion type of look. I wouldn't necessarily say like for a wedding, but you know, like sometimes, I don't know, people have like daytime parties like for birthdays, or I don't know, what else do people do during the day on the summer hot day that you need to look good and feel nice and glowy? Well, whatever it may be, this is the look for you. This is just a nice summer daytime look for a special occasion or something like that. I don't know. Let's just get into it. Alright guys, so because I did this with the mentality of wearing this on a hot day while I'm outside, maybe, you know, going in and out a lot, I want my makeup to stay put. So I made sure to pick out like my favorite products that I know will work really well together and that will help keep my makeup on all day. Now I do have combination skin, which means that I get oily in my T-zone, and I do actually, even right now, like I have a lot of dryness on my cheeks, on my chin, and I also want to point that out because I am somebody that has an oily T-zone. I know I have to do some kind of blotting or just touching up throughout the day. Usually with blotting is sufficient, but you know, especially if I'm out, if it is a special occasion, sometimes I do take some powder with me because, you know, I want to try and look as flawless as possible throughout the day. But I'm very minimal when it comes to touching up, so like I said, it's usually just blotting. So because of that, I pulled out one of my favorite primers ever. Now this is a ridiculously expensive primer. I know I am not here to justify any type of purchase anybody makes, or even to justify my own, except for the fact that I wanted to buy it, I wanted to try it, and so I do, and I will. So this is the Sisley Double Tenseur Primer, and the reason why I like this is because I feel like my makeup applies over it really nicely, but most importantly, it's because it really helps my makeup stick to my skin and last all day long. I usually first kind of like rub it in, and then I make sure to start tapping soon after, and then you start feeling this tackiness, which is going to help your foundation and anything else you apply over it just really stick to your base and not budge. So this is great for that. This is honestly the primer that I use whenever I want like an all day wear foundation, especially if it's a special occasion. This is always going to be the one I reach for, and I just had to use it for today's video. The foundation category is one of the ones that I had the hardest time selecting because I just have so many that I really love. So I went with this one because this one has SPF. It's not going to be enough. It doesn't matter how much it is, but it has SPF and it has the highest out of all of the foundations that I own. And you know what? It happens to be one of my top foundations ever anyway. So I pulled out my Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Soft Focus Foundation. I have fallen head over heels for this foundation. I did a full review on this and I just love how it looks on the skin. I love the radiance it gives me. I feel like it's the perfect finish for a summertime look, any type of summertime look, whether it's during the day, for the nighttime, it doesn't matter. This is so gorgeous. I love the coverage. Today I applied about a pump and a half. I do have a lot of redness going on. I have blemishes, so I wanted to make sure I cover that. But a good thing with this foundation is it doesn't look cakey. So it's more of a medium to full coverage. You know, you are able to build it up to a full if need be. And I just think it works so well. I absolutely love it. I use the shade 6.5 Sable, which is a little bit too dark for me and my natural skin tone. I do have a little bit of a tan going on, but I ended up using another product to like even out the rest of my body because you can tell there was a significant difference. But this foundation, I just love it. It's got a pump, it's a glass bottle, it's fancy as can be. I cannot stop raving about it. And although it gives really good coverage, it doesn't look cakey on the skin. It doesn't end up gathering onto my smile lines. It won't cling onto any of my dry patches. It is just the perfect foundation. All right, so for concealer, again, because it's during the day, I didn't want to go with one that's like super full coverage. I wanted one that gives good coverage. I feel like my under eyes look pretty good. I have really dark under circles. I'm sure you guys are seeing that probably right now. I really enjoy this one from Chanel. It is called Le Correcteur de Chanel Concealer, and I use the shade 30 Beige. I just love this. I love the formula. This is one that I can honestly wear without having to powder afterwards. I powder because I do crease, and so that's just something I don't have to worry about throughout the day. But I do find that this one doesn't really need to be set, and I really like the coverage. I also used it to spot conceal today, and it just works out really well for me. This is a very reliable concealer. If I ever find myself, which oddly enough it happens, overthinking of what concealer to wear, I just reach over for this one. I'm like, you know, just stop it. This is one that I like, and like I said, it's very reliable, really good. It blends easily and it just works for me. It works really well. It gives the coverage that I want, and again, it doesn't look heavy. That is extremely important for me when I'm doing my makeup for the day, like to be out in daylight and be out all day. It is for my makeup not to look cakey. Obviously, I'm wearing makeup. I don't care that you can tell that I'm wearing it. I just don't want it to look thick on me or heavy. It's not a flattering look, especially when you're under the sun and stuff. It's not cute. So I want to use products that give me the coverage that I want or close enough, but where my skin is still looking a little bit more on the natural side. So before powdering my T-zone, I wanted to use a few cream products to then layer on with a powdered product. And really the reason I did that is because I want my makeup to last as long as possible without it looking like too much. So I feel like I applied quite a bit of makeup, but my skin does not look heavy at all. And these products, again, they are products that I absolutely love. For me, they're must-haves. So I wanted to kind of showcase as many as I could as well. So I went ahead and pulled out this one from Tom Ford. I think these are still available depending where you look. I know these were limited edition. These are part of last year's winter collection. So that's why I'm not sure if they are available, because I know they were recently on sale at a lot of retailers. So if they are, I suggest you check it out, see if they're still available, see if they're still on sale, because these, what are they called? These glow sticks are just so good. So this one is 02 Soleil Neige, and I went ahead and used the blush side to apply the blush on my cheeks using a brush. Make sure to blend that in. It blends beautifully alone. It looks really good. I wanted to take it up a notch, so I did end up applying another blush over it, which I will show you guys in a little bit. Now, after I did that, I forgot to do the highlighter part for some reason. So I went ahead and I set my T-zone, but I did not want a heavy powder. I didn't want to over powder either. And I only powdered my T-zone. So I went ahead and used my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting powder. Now I use the shade 1, and this is the lightest one they have. It's the fair shade. The reason why I like this is because it brightens up my skin tone a little bit. I have a tendency of purchasing concealers that are my skin tone, sometimes even a skin tone darker, because those help conceal my dark circles so much better. But then it's a little bit dark for me afterwards. So using something like this always helps out. And yeah, this is just the perfect powder. This would be something that I would throw in my purse and touch up with throughout the day if I were to, you know, be the person that does that. Like I said, I normally don't. That is such a great powder. I love it because it's so finely milled. It just perfects your skin. It looks so smooth after I apply it, and it's just, that is for sure one that I'm always going to have. Then I realized I forgot to use the highlighter part of the stick. So I went back to my Tom Ford stick, and it's got one end where it's a highlighter. So I went ahead, because I had already powdered, although I didn't bring powder too much to this outer portion of my face. I was a little bit afraid it was going to cause some type of disruption with the makeup I had already applied. So just with my finger, I picked some up and I went ahead and applied it on the top points of my cheeks, on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose. Anywhere I typically apply highlight is where I applied this. So for my highlighter, I pulled up this beauty here. So this is from Chantecaille. It is part of their Ocean collection. Chantecaille is such a wonderful brand. I'll probably talk about this a little bit more in another video, but they came out with 2 face palettes which have a highlighter as well as a blush. I picked up the coral shade, and these are called Radiance Chic Cheek with Highlighting Duo. Really beautiful. I just got this in like 10 days ago, and this has been the only highlighter and blush that I have used since then. And I have been doing my makeup. We had some friends come visit us this weekend, so I have been doing my makeup, and I just absolutely fell in love with this palette. So beautiful. And so I had to show it to you guys in today's video, because for me, this is one I'm going to be using during the summertime for sure, probably all summer long. This coral shade down here, so beautiful. So anyway, because I like to do highlighter first, I went ahead and picked up some of this highlighter. This is that Beige formula, so you want to make sure you use a brush that's a little bit more on the stiffer side, something a little bit more dense, so that it can really pick up product and dispense it nicely. So pretty much everywhere where I applied that cream highlighter, I went over it with this powdered highlighter, and it's just such a beautiful combo. Each one works beautifully on its own, but hello, we're trying to do the most here, so layering them both is just gonna cause like a really beautiful glow. And I don't feel like it looks so over the top. It's just one that, I don't know, I just think looks so good. I absolutely love these, love these. So after I highlighted my whole face, I also went ahead and picked up like a little pencil brush and made sure to highlight the inner corners of my eyes. I forgot I was going to pick this up later on, so I had thought, oh, okay, since I have it out anyway, I'll just do that. But this made an appearance a few more times. Now after highlight, I go in with my bronzer, and this was another tough one to pick from my collection. I have so many bronzers that I thoroughly enjoy. I have purchased so many so far this year because everybody's coming out with a bronzer, and I'm not really complaining. I'm just saying. But I went with one that I honestly, I use this all year round, but for me this is more of a summer bronzer, and it is this one from Sisley. I think this is such a gorgeous bronzer. It only comes in one shade. It is called the Photo-Touche. What is it? The Photo-Touche. What? Okay, I guess Photo-Touche. That's all wrong. Well, it's the Sun Glow Bronzing Gel Powder. And yeah, so this is, oh my gosh, the formula of this, it's like a beige gelée, but it feels even extra, I mean, it almost feels like a cream. Really beautiful. I just love this. And the reason I ended up picking up this one, it's got a little bit of a like orange hue to it. I think once I apply it in my face, I don't see that much orange though, but it really does help warm up the face. But just the formula itself, it gives you this beautiful bronzy look, again, without it looking like, it's not going to look too powdery because of the formula, but without it looking too heavy. That's what I'm trying to say. So I really enjoy it. It gives a sheeny kind of radiance finish, and it's just perfect for the summertime, perfect for the type of look I was going for today. So for sure, this had to be one that I shared with you guys in today's video. Then for my blush, I of course had to come back to this beautiful little palette here and use this coral blush. Again, you want to use a pretty stiff brush with this, and I just love it. It's very pigmented, especially depending on the kind of a brush that you use. Some of them pick up more products than other. So I was a little taken aback today because I think I went in and picked up, you know, a little too much at first, but it blended out beautifully. I was able to just kind of go back and forth on my cheeks, and I just love, love, love this. It is such a gorgeous color. I feel like this shade is going to suit so many skin tones, and again, also because of the formula, is just perfect for a day look, you know, in my little humble opinion. So now for my brows, real quickly, I just don't really pay that much attention to my brows. You can probably tell. I went ahead, I have a lot of sparse areas going on, so I went ahead and just picked up my ABH Brow Wiz in the shade Ebony and just, you know, filled in where I have some baldiness going on my forehead, on my brows. And then I went in with this brow gel from Tom Ford. This is such a good brow gel. Mine is starting to, it's been kind of like drying off for a while, but I feel like it still is doing a pretty good job. More so though if I use it with another product. So I went ahead and used this over just to kind of brush in my brow hairs and make sure they're nice and coated. This is so good. I need to get another one. I use the shade Granite, and I think it's just perfect for me. I really like it. It makes your brows look a little bit fuller than they are. It gives some really nice pigment. When I'm not going through like patchiness with my brows, I would just use this on its own, and it was good enough for me. I really like it. And so for my eye look, I wanted to go simple but a little bold, you know, and this is what I came up with. And simple in the sense of like nothing that took too long. And for me, using cream products for my eyes, I just really like. I wanted to use something that I knew was reliable, and I just could not look past my Caviar sticks from Laura Mercier. I think these are amazing. So I ended up using the shade Sienna, and this is like this beautiful metallic-y orange shade, but it's not too orange either. It's just like a perfect color. And so I went ahead, I applied this all over my lid. I took it above my crease, and then I grabbed a synthetic brush to really pat it in and blend it out. This is really good because you don't need a primer. It's gonna last you all day. It's not going to crease at all, and it's one that you could honestly just wear on its own. For every step today, I added another one, but I feel like I could have just gone with either the first products I used and be good, or the second set of products that I used to layer over top and be good, because these are all really great makeup products. So that is the reason why I use this. Fast, efficient, and just, it's beautiful. I also applied it on the bottom part of my lash line and blended that out, smoked it out just a little bit, and I love it. Now, I of course wanted to add a little bit of sparkliness. I did want my eyes to have a little bit of that wet look to them. So I pulled out this guy. I had not used this in quite some time. I don't know why. It's so good. I guess it's not really one that I would use like during the winter time. So I don't know. I just pulled it out and I think it is perfect. A perfect summertime like topper or addition to any eye look. You can also use it on its own and then just blend out the crease with a bronzer. Whatever, I'm sure you guys kind of already know. So this is from Hourglass. It is the Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow and it's in the shade Blaze. I usually use my finger with this, but I find that when I use my finger, I add too much and so then my eyes start looking wrinkly. Not a cute look. So using the same synthetic brush that I had used with my Caviar stick, I went ahead and picked some up directly from the pot and applied it all over my lid, and it just helped give this beautiful glitteriness that I feel like it's a sophisticated glitter. Like you can see a lot of shimmer on my lids, but I just think it looks really beautiful, and so I'm very happy with that. So because I wanted this look to come together a little bit more, I went back with the coral shade from the Chantecaille palette and I picked it up with a fluffy brush, and I went ahead and I started in the inner portion above my crease here to add more color there, and I started just applying most of the pigments and then blending out all the edges from the Caviar stick. And I feel like it gave me this really nice, like it's like a smoky look, but it's not dark. You know, just what I just keep wanting to say, like, you know, perfect for the daytime. But yes, it is perfect for the daytime. And I feel like it really helped just tie everything together. And then I went ahead and picked up a little bit more blush and the brush that I had used, and I just kind of started doing almost like that draping effect where you have a blush going from your eyes down to your temples and onto your cheeks. So that's kind of what I was trying to achieve. I'm a little bit afraid of that, so I kept it a little bit more on the subtle side. But if you are more gutsy than I am, I strongly recommend it. It looks really beautiful on people. I'm a little chicken sometimes. So I experiment, but I experiment with caution. You know, I try to like just add things little by little. And then because I really wanted a pop of color, I pulled out my Charlotte Tilbury, what is this called? This is like a dual eyeliner. So I used the shade Super Blue Metallic and applied it on my waterline. And I really like this. So I'm somebody that doesn't like a lot of like colory eyeshadow. It's not that I don't like it, I just feel like I can't get away with it. I'm not as comfortable with it, so I like to do a pop of color here and there, and this is just something I'm very comfortable with because it's not like in your face, but it's there, and it just like, I don't know, it adds a nice little, I feel like, touch to this look. So again, I just applied this on my waterline. I did go and tightline the top portion of my waterline because I didn't want to apply any eyeliner on the lid. I felt like that was going to turn this look into just something that didn't look as effortless as what I was kind of aiming to. So I tightlined using my Marc Jacobs eyeliner. This is the Fine Liner Ultra Skinny Gel Eye Crayon, and this is just a black shade. Now, so for mascara, this is very important. You want to make sure you use a mascara that is not going to do you wrong. One that won't transfer, one that's not going to flick on you, one that's just not going to ruin your look, because mascaras, although they can be the best thing ever, they can also be your worst enemy. So I pulled out this one from Chantecaille. It is the Faux Cis Longest Lash Mascara in the shade Black. And I like this one because this is a tubing mascara, so it's not going to transfer, it doesn't flake on me, and it washes off really well without it doing any damage to my natural lashes. This one is also good because it has the formula that helps lengthen your lashes, which is always a plus. But you'll have to use it regularly to like see a difference. And then for my lips, I used another product from the Chantecaille The Ocean Collection. And this is one of their lip tint hydrating balms. These are very comfortable. I really like these during the day. I'm gonna apply a little bit more because they're so easy to just apply wherever you are. You don't necessarily need a mirror. They're nicely pigmented without it being too much. I don't really like a matte lip if I'm gonna be out and about. I don't know, it really just depends. But like for me, like on a hot day, I feel like lips like this are just perfect. So I went ahead and added this. This is in the shade Calendula, which is like a coral shade. I bought it so that it can match the blush, and I think it's a perfect pair. But I also wanted to add a little bit more. So, I mean, God. So I went ahead and pulled out this gloss as well. I talk about this gloss quite a bit on my channel. This is from Natasha Denona. It is the Liforia in the shade Duochrome Coral, and just this with my finger, I just tapped a little bit right on the center of my lips to add more of that shininess, more of that juicy lip look, and boy, I just love that so much. Now down to the last few products, and these were just added perks just because I wanted more. So I wanted to have like that wet looking skin on my face. I feel like the highlighters did a really good job at highlighting my face, but I wanted a little bit more in a bigger portion of my face. I was very selective with this next product, and I think I did a really good job. And I'm really happy with it. So I ended up pulling out this balm from Chanel. It is the Golden Light Balm Essential, and this is honestly like a bronzy balm. It doesn't have a lot of pigment to it. It has a little bit, so if you're light skinned, you're obviously going to notice it more than maybe I would. But I just picked it up with two of my fingers and I just started applying it right below my highlight, again because I wanted to cover a bigger portion of my face, make it look a little bit more like wet, dewy, but I'm being selective with where it's looking dewy, and I think this just does a really great job with that. I also applied it on the bridge of my nose, quite a bit on my forehead as well, and I don't feel like it's excessive at all. It's like perfect. You can probably layer this on more if you want to, but again, I wanted to stay minimal while still doing the most. So I felt like that helped me achieve the look that I really wanted. At this point, my face is already looking a little bit darker than the rest of my body, so I pulled this out again. This is from By Terry. This is also a newer product to me. It is the Tea and Tan Face and Body. So this is great if you want to add some color onto your skin. I have worn this several times now. You can't really tell. I don't use that much. Also something I'm a little bit afraid of, but it looks like this really nice like little shimmery finish, but it's not overly excessive. Like I do not like glittery or too much shimmer showing on my skin. I'm just not a fan of it. So far this has been really good. I do feel like I have to like squeeze it down several times before it starts really pumping out or spraying out the product as it should be. It kind of, I don't know what it is about this, that the first few times like nothing comes out and then all of a sudden I get a lot of product. So I went ahead and added that all over my neck and my chest area as well as my shoulders so that everything looks nice and even and so that I'm ready for the day. Alright guys, so those are all of the products that I used. Let me know what you think about them. Have you tried any of them? What are your go-to must-have luxury products for the summer? Share in the comments down below. And do not forget to go check out Gigi's channel. Like I said, you guys will not regret it. She is amazing, just so lovely. And her voice is so calming. I don't feel like mine's very calming, right? I feel like I'm like, bah. Anyway, she is so awesome. Please make sure you check her out. Let her know I sent you guys over there. I really hope you guys enjoyed this collaboration, that you enjoyed my video. If you did, please make sure you give me a thumbs up. It really does help me out a lot. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Until next time.